All right, Kelly, let's go ahead and take a look here at your lit review. Let me begin by saying, well done. I think you've really come a ways this quarter. You even said that in your final in terms of the one thing you're going to take was the difference between doing a lit review like this. It's more of a research based one versus kind of the academic ones you do for classes. So, again, very, very good job. And that starts off right here. Boom, right at the beginning. Nice, tight intro. You set the stage. You give me some terms that I need for the rest of your paper, and you tell me what you're going to do in your lit review. And then I like this section a lot. This is something we talked about, and it took you a little while to find, but I think it does a really good job of okay, all right, I get it. I should care about youth sports. There's a lot of people doing them, so I think you probably see the value in this section as well. So again, good job. Quick comment here is one, just give me an example of what these items look like, but you'll see a comment later on where I tell you that anytime you're referring to these individual items, all right, so in terms of parental involvement, the athletes answered questions, so you're obviously talking about the individual items pertaining to the perceptions of parental support and pressure. What they would have done that on is a Likert type item. Okay, a Likert scale is a collection of items, and it's a collection of specific Likert items, and all Likert items are actually scored on an 8-point scale, I believe. Anything else is a Likert type. So most likely every single study you're looking at is a Likert type scale potentially, but if you're referring to the individual questions, go Likert type item. So again, just being a little nitpicky there. Not a huge deal, but more just for your own knowledge there. Here, I appreciate that you're using some statistics. What you need to do, though, is, or should I say, what you don't need to do, is you don't need to try to write your stats into a sentence. This is really hard to do. To make a good sentence where you're reporting stats, all you need to do is tell me what the stat actually means, and you do that here with this sentence, and then in parentheses, just go ahead and report the statistic. That's it. So that's all we need there. And then same thing here in terms of correlation. You can just tell me that they're correlated, and then give me the actual correlation coefficient. I do want to see more of that. So you talk about all these different correlations here. I want to see these R values because that helps me as the reader. If I'm going to find out that, all right, these things are related, well, how related are they? I know from this first one, this 0.63, I'm sorry there, the 0.63, that those things are strongly correlated. So again, do those down here as well so I can make some judgment about those. All right. Not a whole lot of comments here as we go through. Just a little bit confused by this sentence. This result indicates that there's a positive correlation between perceived excessive parental pressure and negative responses from the athlete. Obviously, I think you're saying that as parental pressure goes up, negative responses go down. No, sorry. As parental pressure goes up, negative responses go up as well. What are the negative responses? Just a little bit confusing there. So try to tease that out a little bit more, make it more clear. Again, you can see my comment here about the Likert type stuff. We'll move on from that. Again, just another comment I wasn't sure about. Parental presence acts in concurrence with gender in sport in affecting pre-competitive anxiety. So parental pressure acts along with gender in sport. I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say there. Clear that up for me a little bit. And again, here's something. This just doesn't seem to make sense to me. So, a high level of parental pressure is mixed with low mastery climate, then low levels of anxiety is reported. So this seems almost, it doesn't seem to work for me because if I would imagine if pressure is high but mastery climate's low, that's a disconnect. So I would imagine that anxiety then would be low, but I guess I'm off. So just maybe I'm not reading parental pressure the right way or what, but just again clear that up or first double check it, and if it's right, clear it up so I can understand it. Here you went into a qualitative study and you gave me everything. Boom. Great. I appreciate you doing that. We've been talking about being thorough. I understand why you did it. You didn't need to do it. Just give me the three or four most important findings so then they're going to sit with me more. They're going to be more impactful instead of giving me absolutely everything. So I don't need to know all the codes and subcodes, etc. Just give me what's most important there. Other comments? Oh, now here we go. We're back to stats. For a while you'd stopped with your statistics. So again, we still need a little bit more of those in kind of these middle pages. Between pages 4 and 17, you kind of stopped doing statistics. So get back to them. But glad to see you're back there. You even found some of your symbols here, which is impressive. All right. your discussion. Really good first shot at a discussion. I actually forgot to comment on this. One of the things we need to see in your writing is you got to get rid of the first person. That's really the only thing you have left in terms of your actual writing quality to get it up to the level I'm looking for in terms of being a master's level academic paper. Is once you get rid of your first person, you're going to be there. So get rid of that. You only have it really in your intro and your conclusion here. You also have a good bit of summary in here. Really, up until this point, these first couple paragraphs, all you've done is summarized everything you've just told me. Don't need that. I already know it. I read it. Get right into your comments. Okay, you have some really good ideas here in this paragraph, but tease them out. Each and every single one of these ideas should be 3 or 4 or 5 sentences. All right. So if you really believe that, for instance, here you say that we need actually some retrospective studies, that we need ones that are done with youth after they play sports. Well, tell me why and what that's going to tell me. It'll make that just sit a little bit better. So again, this whole section here, these two paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, whatever, this can just be this whole entire first half of this discussion. It might be even 2-3 pages. But again, good job. If we look at your scores here, we can see that you went from an 87 to a 93 to essentially a 97. So you've gone up 3, 4, 5 percentage points each and every single time, and your writing really has improved. You've been a strong writer the whole entire time. I think now you're just figuring out how to write like an academic. So very, very good job there. And a good job giving me in depth on the studies. What we have to work on now is figuring out when you don't have to go in depth. You know, every single study you do doesn't need to be completely in depth. I wanted you to do it to show me that you can do it. Now it's figuring out, all right, when can I go a little bit shorter? Where would those fit, etc. And also the conclusion's a great start, but I think it's something that we can improve upon as we get closer this next quarter. Again, your structure is spot on. You do a really good job of knowing when to bracket things out, when to move to the next study, when to do a new paragraph or a new header. It's a good job there. Opening strong, your closing's getting there. So overall, job well done. I'm really excited to work with you this upcoming quarter on where we're going to go with this in terms of your own study. So well done. If you have any questions, you know where to find me.